Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It doesn't cost you anything. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Three of Pentacles. Very practical work this time around. We've been having some very mystical, kind of metaphysical readings for Aquarius lately. I like to see some earth energy to begin. All right, let's see what we're putting our effort into. I see that there might be a little bit more effort needed. There might be some sort of resistance going on. We're still following our dream. We've got, revealed that one. There's the Hanged Man in the future position. We have the Empress up here too, though. Four of Cups. The Magician. A Nine of Cups. And some more fire energy with the Eight of Wands. This is interesting. I almost feel like there's a little bit of maybe a little bit of frustration with something that we're working on with the Three of Pentacles. It's something in the practical, physical, mechanical kind of world, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, and I think that one feels good. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. But if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, put your answer in the comment section. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Okay? First, let's take a look around the room here. We have some major arcana. We have the Empress, the Hanged Man, and the Magician. It's kind of it's an interesting kind of limbo we see right here, right? It's almost as if we're stuck in between ourselves and everyone else. The one and the many, right? And we're in between. And this kind of, this vibes with some of the previous readings that we did for Aquarius. This idea of, doing things for yourself, pursuing your goals, your desires, your needs, and then also the way that you are sacrificing some of your needs and your desires for the good of the group, right? For the good of the rest of the world, whatever scale we're talking about here. So this is quite interesting that we have this kind of in-between position between the one and the many. All right, I like that. We obviously have some fire. We obviously have some water. We obviously have some air. And we've got our earth energy right here, front and center. Okay. Now with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you are... you're working on a project that requires cooperation with other people. You're somebody, I think you work well in a group, or you think you do. Because this card's still a potential energy, right? It's not quite manifested yet. This is kind of us understanding what it takes to be part of this group effort, part of this business, this community, this family, this group of friends, this department at work, this industry, whatever we're talking about here. Part of the larger community, right? The cosmic community. We understand what it takes to be a successful, contributor to this group, to be a successful participant in the cosmic community or in your neighborhood or your business or your work or, But there is this struggle, right? Because I think you like to do things independently, even though perhaps deep down, intellectually, but intuitively, I think more so, you know that this has to be kind of a collaboration, right? So we're stuck maybe between the one and the many. We need to try to find the balance, a way to make all of this work, okay? And therein lies the struggle, the Five of Wands. It could be that you're having just difficulties getting into a flow with the other people that are involved in this situation, right? Whether it's family, friends, coworkers, I don't know. But there's a struggle here, and it might be just a struggle for you to open yourself up to be part of the group, you know? Or it's feeling like it is kind of you versus them, right? With the major arcana that we see. We get this feeling that we're just kind of stuck in this in-between, and it's a balance really that we're striving for. Okay, maybe the mystery card will help us with that balance. But I think part of this with the Hanged Man in the future here is it's almost about kind of giving up the struggle, right? It's almost about not resisting, right? Because this Five of Wands is right on top of what our understanding the process of creation on the physical plane is telling us. And we're fighting. We're fighting. Maybe we feel that it's others fighting against us. Maybe we're fighting our own sense of magician energy, right? We want to be the leader. We know what's best. And I'm fairly sure that you do. But at the same time, perhaps we need to relinquish a little bit of control and just allow the will of the group to move things forward, to make decisions, you know, more inclusively, more democratically, if you will. Okay, this is not a political reading. Let's look at the Princess of Swords in the background. In the background here, I think that this is kind of a defensiveness that we sometimes have against other people telling us what should be, against other people telling us how we are supposed to function. And so then that puts me in a pretty precarious situation here. But the tarot isn't telling you what to do. Okay? The tarot is giving us a snapshot of the energy as it is right now. And right now I think that there's this friction between you and the other people that are involved in whatever project you're doing, whatever activities you're involved with. Okay? Could be friends, family, coworkers, I don't know. But there's a certain defensiveness that, and it could be related to one particular air sign person, though I don't think it's another air sign. I think this card is you a long time ago, right? And I think you're someone who has had to defend themselves a lot. You know, I feel that way. I feel like you have learned how to be the magician, right? You've learned how to be the one in control. You've learned how to be the one to make the decisions, to be the leader, to be the kind of the star of your own show, right? And I think that was a struggle that was really hard won, okay? And this, again, it could be a long time ago, something from our childhood, even maybe before that. Could be some karma that's built up. But I feel like you've been through a lot. You've had to defend yourself a lot. And now we don't want to give up that control that we have, you know, attained. So I feel that might be a little bit of what's going on here, right? At the same time, we've got all of this almost very yielding energy. See, we've got air and fire, and these are very active elements, right? And then we've got the more passive or yielding elements here with the water. The Hanged Man is also water. And the Empress up here, that is, relatively speaking, some more magnetic or yielding energy. We have water here. Then we also have, you know, the active fire and the active magician. So it's kind of a balance that needs to be struck, all right? And here with the Empress and the Princess of Cups, this is kind of going right through the middle. It's kind of cutting right through this this kind of fire energy right here, okay? And what the Empress represents, I think, in this case, is your ultimate aspiration to be in harmony with the world, right? To feel like you're not an isolated soul in the universe, in the vast kind of, cosmic wilderness here. That we're part of the group, we're part of the harmony. That you are a crucial part of the group. But that it's there's an ecology to it, right? There is a harmony. There is a homeostasis here, where everything is working together in such a way that the abundance is ubiquitous, right? Everybody benefits, everybody rises up together. It's a real sense of community that I'm feeling with this. It's wanting everything, your pets, your plants, the trees, the rocks, the dirt, everything is just kind of living and working together rather than any kind of opposition. And this is really the opposition that we have, because this feels like everybody in the group thinks they know better. Maybe you included, sure. But I think everybody's kind of like that. Everybody wants to be the one to rise up as the leader and take control of this thing and be the one responsible for the abundance, right? It doesn't seem like it really is going that way. I mean, a little bit. But I think everybody is bringing their own talents here. So it's not as if there's one person that needs to emerge as the leader. I think it's really a sense of cooperation and community that is required. And yes, there will be different voices, there will be arguments and that sort of thing. But that's where we see the duality between the Empress and the Magician. The Magician just says, I'm center stage, everything else is behind the scenes. Okay? And the Empress says, no, everything is background. There is no one who is center stage. Every participant in this play has an equal role, So there's the spotlight isn't focused on any one person. Yeah. We've got a Princess of Cups down here at the bottom. And I think this represents your dream. I think this represents the vision that you have of this thing. Right? What are you hoping to create with this? And if this is down underneath everything, so I think what's being called for is that you reconnect with what you're ultimately trying to do and why. How does that feel when you think about that? I don't know if this is a creative thing, if you're trying to kind of build a family, if you're trying to plan something for the future, if you're trying to open a business or start a business or succeed at a job or a career that you have. Whatever this might be, it's important that we reconnect with how it felt when we first started, or what that feeling was when we wanted to get started with this. Right? What was that impulse? What did that feel like? What was that dream? What was that vision? What was that emotion? Right? Because this is still within you. But now it's kind of pushed down beneath everything. It's getting covered up by all the practical things that we're doing. And all of the friction and conflicts and, by a lot of this stuff. So reconnecting with the feeling that brought us here in the first place is going to be very important. And then we've got the Hanged Man, of course. And this is trying to show, I think, in its own weird way, the balance between, everybody having an equal role, a sense of community, and a sense of individual, a sense of one spotlight, one performer, right? And the Hanged Man is kind of talking about a compromise here, that you might be served best here by compromising a little bit. In a compromise, it's not exactly a win-win, right? Not everybody gets what they want, right? It's you figure out what's important to you with this, with the Princess of Cups. You find out what's important to you and what, if it comes down to it, you're willing to sacrifice as part of the compromise, right? You say, okay, I'm not going to budge on these few things, but this stuff over here, I'm willing to let go of that if you're willing to let go of a few things too. Right? That's kind of the compromise. It's like we keep what is essentially important to us. Right? And then we're willing to let go of some of the stuff that's not so important. So we have to prioritize. We have to know what is really important to us here. Is it the creative control? You want to have responsibility over certain aspects of this thing, or whatever it might be. Whatever it might be. It's trying to really hash out the roles that everybody's playing here. Maybe it's just you and a partner. Maybe it's you and a family. Maybe it's a friend group. But I feel like there's this dynamic that needs to get sorted out, right? Because everybody wants to be the magician. Everybody wants to be the lead singer of the band, let's say. Okay? Everybody wants to be the executive chef. Well, then there's no line cooks. Nothing's going to get done. There's just going to be fighting and yelling back and forth. Okay? So the Hanged Man is kind of that card of compromising. And the reminder that compromising doesn't mean win-win. Everybody gets what they want. Compromising requires that you figure out what is essential, what you will not budge on, and then be willing to trade with the rest, right? I mean, kind of like we're trading baseball cards here. Let's move to the path of the serpent, and as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It doesn't cost you anything. All right? Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. I love the comments. I love hearing from all of you. All right? Thank you. Okay. We got a Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is good. This is kind of a settling down of this very active energy. And the Four of Cups is kind of the compromise accomplished. Okay? Because it's kind of you're not winning. You're not running, like walking away with your maniacal laughter because you got everything you wanted. But at the same time, you're not feeling as if you completely lost everything. Right, the shirt off your back even. It's stable. This is good. This is okay. It's not a win-win. It's a compromise. Right? You still hold what is essential to you, but you've traded with the rest. Okay, so it's balance. And I like to say the Four of Cups is just, it's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's kind of right. It's a compromise. It's right in the middle. So this is a good place to start. Or a good place to end up, right? But I think what is happening is that it's through this ability to sort this conflict out and to get this compromise taken care of that we're then able to really get a move on things and get this thing accomplished, get things rolling, right? So in the environment, yeah, we've got that the magician energy. And it could be really there could be one person that kind of has to be the face of this thing, right? Someone's got to be the one on the TV commercials or whatever. Someone has to be the lead singer. Someone has to be the executive chef. You can't have a kitchen full of line cooks and no one making those top-level decisions, okay? So we still have the magician in the environment. There still has to be someone that takes a bit of a lead here. But I think that's why the Hanged Man is so important, right? Because this kind of leader has to be willing to trade with things. It has to be a negotiation. It has to be something that is inclusive of the entire group, something to kind of, go a little bit leaning toward the sense of community, right? Because again, we started off with these two and said, this is either the many or the one. This is either the community or the individual. And what we're striving for is a compromise between the two. Okay? We're not going all the way one or the other. So there still will be a face of this thing. And, if that is going to be you, you're going to have to kind of invoke a little bit of that servant leadership. Be the one that serves the many, right? And not the other way around. Not that there is the many that is here to serve you. Okay? And it seems like you might be the one emerging as the leader in this. because this is your reading, obviously. But I think that communication and the way that you communicate, the way that you are able to express your dream and your vision, because ultimately the magician, the Mercury energy here, this is just the conduit, right? This is just the voice through which you speak your truth, through which your dream gets communicated out to the world. So you have to be very aware of how you're talking to people, right? Of how you're communicating. Are you able to express yourself in such a way that people feel what you feel, right? And people feel your sincerity too, right? Because I think that's very important, and I think all of this is really going to lead Nine of Cups. I think that you've got a really big day coming up. You know, I think maybe within, we have 8, 9, maybe the next 2 weeks, within the next few days, I think is going to be a really kind of a big task before you, right? Maybe the big performance, right? A big opportunity to really showcase this thing. So we've got to get this conflict sorted out, because it's showtime, right? With the Nine of Cups here. And the reason why this card is in the position of the difficulty right here is because I think there's an anxiety that we will not be ready to perform on that day, right? And that is that's enough to cause a lot of this kind of worry. And the Eight of Wands here at the end, this is showing a lot of stuff still left to do, and you don't know where to start. Okay? It's important to get this path of the dove thing sorted out so that you can really pull this off. So this can come off without a hitch. So this performance, this interview, this is the day that everybody has to get together and do this work, right? The grand opening, right? The opening night, whatever it's going to be. The first public performance, whatever the case is, it has a lot of potential. Okay, this could be a really, really big win. And we want that. We want this to be soul satisfying. Yeah. We've got to sort this conflict out first, because it's causing some anxiety. And it does feel like it's going to be within a couple weeks, maybe 8 or 9 days until this thing really needs to be implemented or executed or performed. So there is a lot of work to do, and it seems like there's a short amount of time to do it. Okay. We're going to look at the mystery card to see if we can get past some of this anxiety. Okay. I think this anxiety really would be avoided if we are able to do the compromise. And the Hanged Man too is just kind of about accepting. It's not you're not forcing, you're not trying to fight, you're not struggling against things so much. You're just trying to let things naturally flow. And I think things will naturally find a balance between the many and the one, between the community and the individual, the group and the leader of the group. Things will settle like water. Things will settle where they need to be. So a lot of this is just to rein in a little bit of this Five of Wands. Stop wrestling so hard with it, and just allow it to flow a little more naturally. And things, I think, will settle, right? And then we can focus on getting all these things done. There's still a lot of stuff to do before opening night, Let's look at the mystery card. Thank you, Alien. Let's see. Earth energy. I want like a 6 of Pentacles. 9 or a 10 of Pentacles would be really nice, but I don't know. I don't know that we're ready for that yet. It would be a good confirmation, I think, to get a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, showing that, hey, this potential is now becoming real. That this is going to be a big win. It's not just going to be something that we're hoping for. Something that could be, this could have been great. but it actually is. I want to see it manifesting. I want a 6 or a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments right now. Okay. Let's take a look, see what we have. I'd ask you to do a drum roll, but I don't think I would hear it. What do you think it is? It's a 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. So we had the 9 of Cups. Wish it could be great. Dream. This is the dream. And then here it is in reality. This is almost like the after party. You got your pets, your plants, your people. You've got flowers. It's a celebration, right? This is kind of, I think the 9 of Pentacles would have shown that, hey, you're doing this and it's working. Here you are right in the middle of it and everything is going according to plan. And that's good. That would have been really, really nice. But then we've got the 10 of Pentacles, and this shows, again, it shows the party afterwards, right? So if you're this happy after it, then the event itself must have been pretty great. All right. Now, this could be something like a holiday gathering or some kind of a holiday event, or, maybe it is like a party that you're trying to plan, or it could be a wedding, or I don't know. I don't know what this is, but it's going to be really nice. It's a big win. Big, big win for you. We're going to do an extended reading too, Aquarius. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. It'll give you access to all of the extended readings. Okay. You can cross-watch, check your other placements, sun, moon, and rising. Subscribe to the channel. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. Your readings come out Mondays and Thursdays, unless we do a bonus here and there, which we have been doing. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.